Hallo Leute, für alle, die sich wundern, wo ich geblieben bin, nachdem mir die Waschmaschine kaputt gegangen ist und mir die halbe Wohnung unter Wasser gesetzt hat, ist der finanzielle Struggle real. Dabei habe ich es auch noch geschafft, bei der Partitionierung meiner Festplatten einfach mal C zu löschen, womit natürlich alles verloren war und wieder aufgespielt werden musste. Auch das ist jetzt geschafft. Und in diesem Video geht es um GRRM Martins Interview zu der TV-Umsetzung von Wildcards und er beschreibt auch in seinen eigenen Worten, warum er auch nur ein Comicbuch-Nerd ist, so wie wir alle. Ich habe es für euch übersetzt, wünsche viel Spaß dabei und wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, lasst bitte ein Like da und abonniert diesen Kanal, um immer auf dem Laufenden zu sein. Nach dem kurzen Intro geht's auch schon los.
We have to go back into the distant past for how Wildcard got started. First of all, you have to know that I was a comic book geek when I was a kid. I, grew up reading comic books. I was right there for the beginning of the Marvel Age, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Loved superheroes. A lot of science fiction and fantasy fans and writers also love superheroes, love comic books, and I happen to know some of them. One year for Christmas, one of the writers in the group, Victor Milan, gave me a new role-playing game called Superworld, a superhero role-playing game, because he knew of my love of comic books. And he said, George, you should run this for us. So I did. I got hooked on this and enjoyed playing with our group. It was a very creative group. It was more like improv theater than rolling dice.
I mean, there's been many an evening where George and I are literally in personas, talking as if we are those characters instead of Melinda and George. This started as a role-playing game, and so there's still this improvisational sense to it that these people are very real for us.
It was a very creative group. It included Melinda Snodgrass, John Joseph Miller, Victor Milan, Walter John Williams, Paris, Gail Gershner Miller, a lot of really creative, imaginative people who invented some marvelous characters. And we played this game obsessively for more than a year. And then at one point I said, these characters are too good just to be enjoyed by the six of us. These are as good as the characters from the DC universe or the Marvel universe. In fact, in some ways they're better because they're more realistic, they're more grounded. We were all science fiction writers.
And then George realized that he could take all of this creative effort and make a book series out of it, which he did, and this book series has lasted for over 30 years now.
George wanted Howard Waldrop, his good friend, and one of the great short story writers in the field, to be in the book. Howard is also a comic books fan growing up. And he insisted that this story should start on his birthday, which was September 15th, 1946. So it quickly became a historical novel.
This is an alternative history of America in which an alien virus was dispersed over New York City in 1947 and caused the vast majority of people who were infected to die, many of the rest to be mutated into horrible mutants, and a very select few to have superpowers. And it is about these characters, both the mutants and the superpowered individuals, moving through history over a 60-year span of time.
I had the idea of doing it as a shared world anthology because I had a group full of writers. Shared worlds in the mid-'80s were a big thing, a big trend in the genre. It all started with a series called Thieves' World, edited by Robert Asprin and Lynn Abbey. Thieves' World had been enormously successful. A lot of other people had started their own shared worlds. Ithcar, Leovac, War World, Heroes in Hell, Greywater Bay, all of them shared worlds in different genres, but no one had done a superhero shared world. So Wildcards was the first, and it was immediately successful.
Ich hoffe, euch hat das Video gefallen und wenn ihr mehr davon sehen wollt, klickt einfach hier auf die Playlist zu allen Videos zu Game of Thrones oder hier für die Marvel Playlist. Ansonsten vergesst natürlich nicht zu abonnieren. Vielen Dank nochmal fürs Zuschauen. In dem Sinne bis bald und VALAR, MORGHULIS.